In the second part of 4.6, we're going to continue to apply our exponent laws. So let's take a look at some of these examples. So in the first case, I have x cubed y squared times x squared y to the negative fourth. Okay, so we want to multiply these two things, and this is really no different than having something like 3x times 4y, and we know that we multiply the coefficients and we multiply the variables to get that. In this particular case, we're just multiplying variables together, but again, when I multiply the x cubed and the x squared, the bases are the same. So I'm going to add those exponents. So when I multiply the y's together, I have y squared times y to the negative fourth. I'm going to add those exponents. So 3 plus 2 is going to give me x to the fifth. 2 minus 4 is going to be negative 2. Now, some books will allow you to have a negative exponent in your final answer. If you recall, the negative exponent means I just bump that base down to the bottom and the exponent becomes positive. So this would be the same thing as that. So these two answers here are exactly the same. They're just written in a different format. Okay, in example 2, I have my coefficients 10 and 2. I'm dividing. 10 divided by 2 is going to give me 5. As far as variable a goes, I have a to the fifth divided by a squared. So if I'm dividing, I subtract the exponents. And b, I have 3 minus negative 2. So if I do my operations on my exponents, 5 minus 2 is going to be a cubed. 3 minus a negative 2 is going to be b to the fifth. All right, let's try these ones. Now I have a product of 8a cubed b sixth, all raised to the 1/3. So if you recall, I have to bring that exponent of 1/3 to each term. So right now the exponent on the 8 is a 1. So when I bring the 1/3 and I times it by the exponent of 1, I'm going to end up with 8 to the 1/3. And here I'm going to end up with 3 times 1/3, which is going to be 1. And here I have 6 times 1/3, which is going to be 6/3, which is 2. So now the question wants me to simplify. Well, 8 to the 1/3 really means the cube root of 8, and the cube root of 8 is 2. I'm left with a to the first b squared, and that would be my final answer. Okay, looking at this one here, same idea as our first example. The only difference is I have fractional exponents. So again, I'm multiplying the x's. So I add the exponents. And when I'm multiplying the y's, again, I add the exponents. So 3 halves plus 1 half is 4 halves, which is really x squared. And y, 2 minus 1 is 1. So my final answer is x squared y. Okay, looking at this next example, again, a little bit more challenging, but again, I'm dividing. So 4 divided by 2 is going to be 2. Looking at the variable a, I have a to the minus 2 divided by a squared. So this is going to be minus 2 subtract 2. And as far as variable b goes, it's going to be 2/3 subtract 1/3. Now if I simplify, negative 2 minus 2 is going to be a to the minus 4. And b to the 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3. Again, if we wanted to write this without a negative exponent, the a to the negative 4 would bump down to the bottom and become a to the positive 4, and the 2b to the 1/3 would stay on top, and that would be my final answer. Okay, in the next question, we have a couple of ways we could go about doing this one. Okay, and here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to simplify what's inside here first, and then I'm going to apply the outside exponent of 1/2. So first of all, 100 divided by 25 is going to be 4. A to the first divided by a to the fifth. And now we're going to do some mental math. 1 minus 5 is going to be a to the minus 4. And I have a b to the minus 2 in the denominator. There's no b up in the top. If I take this b to the minus 2 and bump it up to the top, it's going to become b to the positive 1/2. So again, just like I took a negative exponent in the numerator and moved it down to the bottom in this first example and made the exponent positive, I can take a negative exponent in the denominator and move it up to the top and make it positive. And this expression is still raised to the power of 1/2. Now I can apply the 1/2 to each term in my product. So this is going to be 4 to the 1/2 times a to the minus 4 to the 1/2, I multiply my exponents. Negative 4 times a half is going to be negative 2. And for b, a half times a half is going to be a quarter. Now I can simplify 4 to the 1/2 because that really means the square root of 4, which is 2. This a to the negative 2, I'm going to move to the bottom to make it a squared, and I have b to the 1/4, and that would be my final answer with no negative exponents. Okay, so there's your assignment for today. There's a handout that you'll get in class, so please give those a whirl. And if you have any questions, again, you can check the website.